speak at this time.
Get Mr. Burton, give his report on that Hatfield McCoy.
I didn't see it. Mr. Hugh. As most of you know, we've been working for approximately 2 years trying to bring the Hatfield-McCoy Trail System into Lincoln County. We began first by trying to establish a trail in the Harts area. I did a lot of work and contacted approximately 51, I believe it was, individual property owners trying to get permission to use part of their property in conjunction with Forest Land Mine Group or Property Group. We could not get that done to date, but in the Harts Creek Trail System, this is a system that is solely based on the premise that Forest Land Group and the West Virginia Department of Natural Resources will open the Big Ugly Wildlife Management Area to limited ATV use. So far, we've been unable to get that done. The current Wildlife Management Area Agreement is up for renewal in June of 2013. This presents an opportunity to amend the agreement to allow limited ATV usage on the property. Jeffrey Lusk, Deputy Director, not Deputy Director, but the Director of Hatfield-McCoy Trail System, is meeting with the Department of Natural Resources and Forest Land Fund Group on the 28th day of this month to open these discussions back for negotiations. And historically, we've been unable to get the DNR and everybody together. They don't seem to want trails for some reason. But if you go to one of our states down south, the great state of Tennessee, there was a few years ago a lady bought 200 acres of property which adjoined the natural forest system, a wildlife management area of 189,000 acres. She put in a 200-acre ATV riding trail, campgrounds and all that, and the Tennessee Wildlife Management opened up 189,000 acres of wildlife management area to ATV trails. And I just can't understand why, if other states can get that kind of cooperation, why we can't in West Virginia. So we're hoping to open this negotiation back up later this month, and we will keep you apprised of that. Now, the one trail that we have been able to get, and it's been a work in process, is the Ivy Branch Trail System, which runs from McCorkle down along the Little Coal River to near Woodville. And this project will be developed in the McCorkle area, as most people know it. And not only have we expanded this to off-road 4x4s, we began by having an ATV trail proposed for ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, and this type of thing. We were approached by a off-road 4x4 club over in the Madison-Danville area, which has about 200 members. And they're these serious off-roaders that have these jacked up Jeeps and pickups that are raised up, and they have roll bars, and they like to climb rocks and all these kind of things. So we sold this idea to Hatfield-McCoy. We had to make legislative rule change proposals to allow this to happen, which is what has delayed this Ivy Branch project from just an ATV, UTV. We could have probably already been on that, but we had to make legislative rule changes, which has to be approved by the legislature. So that's in the process of being done, and while we were doing this, a light bulb came on in the Deputy Director, John Faculty's head, and he said, hey, wait a minute, why don't we expand this even further to people like you and me who I can just take my four-wheel drive truck over there and drive on an easy trail system. So now we sold this to Hatfield-McCoy, so we had to go back and make another change in our legislative rules. So not only will we have the first off-road 4x4 park in the state of West Virginia that's legitimately approved for off-road riding, then we will open it up for everyday people that just want to take a Jeep or a four-wheel drive over there. So there will be a part of this designated for ATVs, UTVs, and motorcycles. Then there will be a separate trail system for the serious off-road 4x4s. Then there will be another trail system for the everyday person who has a four-wheel drive truck or a Jeep or a CJ5 or whatever wants to go there and ride. So, but we finally have gotten permission from West Virginia Division of Highways to Federal Transportation to proceed. We've gotten all of our EPA, all of our environmental, which this is a big process. We've got all that done. And this project is currently scheduled to begin construction on the 1st of December. We'll actually see groundbreaking and trails begin to take place, and we will approve this. I also serve on the Hatfield-McCoy Board of Directors appointed by the County Commission. At our November 1st board meeting, we will approve all of this. The funding has already been approved at our past meeting, so all the money's in place. Now what we have to do is we have to establish a trailhead location for the Ivy Branch Trail System. Mr. McCann and I met with Deputy Director of Hatfield-McCoy, John Faculty, and their field engineer, Jordan Cox, and we looked at some trail locations. We looked at some park and ride locations for the Boone County end of it, I call it, over on Route 3, which all the trail will be in Lincoln County. No part of this trail will be in Boone County. It will all be. The 4x4 park, the off-road 4x4s, and the ATV will all be in a 3,000 acre tract of land owned by Moeller Lumber Company, which is solely in Lincoln County. But what we have to do for Lincoln County is we have to establish a trailhead that's going to draw people in on our end of it. Now, we're going to take care of the people on the other end because we've got investors from Boone County who are willing to invest $1 million in lodging and park and ride locations over there. So we have to work in conjunction with Boone County, Kanawha County, as well as Lincoln. But what we have decided, Mr. McCann and I, we looked and we met with the Deputy Director of Hatfield-McCoy, and they believe that the best location for this trailhead is for it to be at the McCorkle Community Center. Now, they are willing to help upgrade the parking lot for further parking. They are willing to invest some money on the inside of the building for structural modifications or whatever, to put a place in there where people can purchase their sticker permits to ride the trail, to sell all their apparel and things of that nature, and they are willing to hire 2 part-time people, and they will pay this, Hatfield-McCoy will pay this year-round. Whenever the trails are open, they're open 7 days a week, so it takes 2 part-time people to staff the 2,176 hours a year. So they're willing to put all this money in, but what they want from Lincoln County is they want people to build cabins, to put in campgrounds, to put in infrastructure, which is going to draw people to this trail, because without places to stay, it'll be a failure. We just recently opened a new trail system, which is the 7th trail system in Mercer County, and already, guess what? They're short of beds. Every trail system that's in place on the Hatfield-McCoy trail system is short of beds. Even though some have been in existence for years and years and years, they still, people have a time finding places to stay. The one down there that they just built some new cabins, opened them in July. They projected their occupancy rate. It's called Ashland Resort. At 60%, guess what? They're around 120%, so they don't have enough beds for people to stay. And from July of 2011 to July of 2012, ridership and sales are up 20% from last year to this year on the Hatfield-McCoy trails. So if you ever saw the movie Field of Dreams, Build It and They'll Come, I truly believe that if we get this trail system commissioned, I believe people will come, and I think they'll spend money here. So it can be a great thing. And so we have this great opportunity, so we need to move forward with it and to ensure that we have the trailhead designated so that at our November 1st board meeting, we can approve all this and we'll be ready to move forward December 1st with groundbreaking.
Hey, first,
Yes,
was there, do you have any problem accessing that, bringing trailers over to
No.
that? That was, I think, some of the questions
No,
that I brought up before.
well, some people kind of, but after John Faculty and Jordan looked at it, they have a great relationship with the signing people, with DOT, and they said, we can go back here and put stop ahead signs and put caution ATV riders, watch out for ATV riders. And they felt that would be a better place because by coming into there, it's a shorter access to ride the four-wheeler up the hill to the trail than to come from out by the quarter, come down by the new church that was built there on Sundays and, you know, have all these ATV riders going back and forth by the church. And they're already in the process of contacting DOH about extending the asphalt paving on up the hill past the homes to eliminate the dust. It goes up there so far and then there's a few homes, so they're already working on that.
I think the one comment concerning the, places to stay, I spent several years on the board of directors for Hatfield McCoy, and that was always the problem we had, is not having enough places for people to stay. One of the advantages or disadvantages, depends on how you look at it, with this trail system is we do have the proximity to Southridge if people can stay there.
Correct.
So it's not going to be as far as a negative impact. It would be a much more positive impact if we had cabins and things like that in Lincoln County, of course. But I don't think it will have as much negative impact because of the proximity to Southridge and the fact that this will be the only one in the state of West Virginia where you can bring trucks, 4x4 trucks. I mean,
Correct.
there's a lot of people that like to do that. I know when we were originally developing the other trail systems, we had people wanting to ride motorcycles. Just ride motorcycles, not 4x4s
Right.
and things. So that's the good thing about the people on Hatfield McCoy. They really have looked at this thing from the how do we make it work best for the people in the counties that we're going into, and they've had very low impact, negative impact with these places we've moved into, and very positive economic impact. If you look at some of the places in the coal fields that we put these places in, they have become one of the major sources of income, these rental properties and having these places. And I'd encourage anyone in that area that has any property or any intentions of doing anything as far as developing camping or cabins or motels, whatever, to really work with Hatfield McCoy, because they know how to do this. They know how to make it work for the economy. So it's a very positive thing. And I will make one comment about the Big Ugly areas. We all ride four-wheelers on it anyway, so I don't know. They've not ever stopped us from doing it that I know of. So, but I do think we'll have one of the most positive impacts of anything we could do as far as what can we do within the next couple of years to positively impact our economy. And Hatfield McCoy is going to do that. And if we can talk our people that are here into investing into that scenario, it's going to be a benefit for them as well as a benefit for this county. Thanks, Ferris.
It will be. And the 4x4 part that Doc is talking about, the off-road four-wheelers and just your everyday person wants to drive, it will be the first official approved off-road 4x4 park in the state. There is not one in the state of West Virginia anywhere. All these guys go to other states, and they tell me that they spend on the average of about $3,000 when they go to these places to ride in these competitions and take their families. And they say that when they go there, that all these people say, when can we come to West Virginia and ride with you? Well, the answer is you can't. Legally, you can't, because there is not an officially certified place. So this will be the first. And that was another reason for the delayed date, which will be July the 1st of next year will be the grand opening, because that is when our new legislative rules will be in effect, and we can't open it until then because of the 4x4s. We could have probably went ahead and had the ATV, UTV trail open, but I think this other thing is going to be a big draw also. I think it's going to draw a lot of people there. And as I said, you have about 200 sitting over there in Danville, Madison that already have a club. And a lot of them ride in there now with Mr. Moeller's permission. So I thank you.
I think you got a question.
Yeah, before in the county commission meeting, when we were discussing the Harts area,
Mhm.
that was something else the people of Harts want too.
Oh, yeah.
We want the off-road, we want the dune buggies, we want the motorcycles, so could you please bring that up at the
Well,
next?
it won't be part of that trail system because we will already have the one over there. In other words, that one we open up, these guys up here can go over there and ride. Because
Yeah, but-
we can't have two in the same county, two of the same.
Why not?
Because it takes away, one will be competing with the other. See, I mean, this will
Well,
be the
that
only,
has previously been brought up.
this will be the only
that we
one
want-
in the state of West Virginia. There will not be, this will draw people from all over the state and other counties. So the guys up there that wanna ride, they'll have a place, they can go over there. That's why we're opening this one up.
But if you can branch off for that area, could we not just do ATVs, and maybe motorcycles or something of parts?
Well, the one in Harts will be ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles. That's what it will be for.
But no dune buggies?
No, not enough property. That's why we don't have one in Harts. We can't get property.
Okay.
We can't
Let
get
me,
property.
just a couple things along on the Hatfield McCoy.